Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Golden Bachelorette, sharp-dressed man. Did Joan fall in love with Chock's rich guy look? Is he all style and no substance? The Golden Bachelorette star Chock Chapel is engaged to Joan Vassos, and maybe she fell for the insurance company owner because he's so stylish. ZZ Top wrote an iconic song about a sharp-dressed man. The guy they sing about really scales the fashion heights, wrapping women around his little finger. Like him, Chock makes sure that every detail of each oot is pure perfection. However, Joan could be so enchanted by what's on the surface that she ignores what lies beneath. In his golden years, Chock's totally pulled together. The gym-going dad looks amazing. This man from Wichita clearly works on his image, with spectacular results. Joan's a beautiful woman who's also stylish. It's a pretty safe bet that she loves Chock's linen resort wear, upscale sweaters and sharp suits. As they embark on a long-distance relationship and shop for a New York City love shack, Chock's got it going on. Above, on Instagram, Chock's really dressed to kill. He's wearing a simple gray sweater that looks great with his silver fox hairstyle. He pairs the top with high-end khakis and polished brown shoes. As he relaxes in his office, pushing back his hair while he talks about how busy life is, his confidence is off the charts. Chock's built an empire in Kansas. He owns an insurance services business, and his office is chic and sophisticated. He owns a bunch of real estate, including a beautiful house in Wichita. His affluent look is clearly appealing to Joan, and it has to be said that his grooming is exceptional. It's nice that he cares about style in his golden years. There's no reason why older people can't have fun with fashion. Chock, who cleans up nicely, as per his IG post shown above, is in such a happy phase of his life. After his late fiancée Kathy Gorey passed away, he probably felt depressed. Chock was engaged to Kathy for 9 years. Joan has loved and lost too, as her late husband Joan Vassos passed away due to pancreatic cancer. Now, Chock and Joan can heal together. However, if Joan's paying more attention to Chock's good looks and tasteful outfits than what's inside, there could be trouble ahead. Chock had a very long engagement. Maybe he really didn't want to get married. That 9-year engagement might be considered a red flag for some. Joan says she wants to wait to marry, but maybe it's the sharp-dressed man who would prefer to wait. As long as both people are getting their needs met, this relationship could be very happy. What they must do is make sure that their long-distance romance doesn't mean too much time apart. Sometimes, when couples try to go long distance, things implode. Maybe travel plans change, and one person can't make it the other's location when they said they would. That means time apart. If a romance drags on this way, with gaps where people are apart, they may find that staying emotionally close is challenging. Hopefully, the Golden Bachelorette's Joan really has found her dream man. Maybe he's a good person who helps others, rather than another reality TV villain that looks like $1 million. The golden glow of a Malibu sunset bathed the luxurious villa where Joan Vassos, our radiant Golden Bachelorette, prepared for her next date. Tonight, her suitor was none other than Chock Chapel, the dashing Southern gentleman known for his impeccable style and magnetic charisma. As Joan adjusted the soft waves of her hair and smoothed the sparkling there was an undeniable sense of anticipation in the air. This date promised elegance, extravagance, and perhaps, a revelation about the man behind the polished exterior. A grand entrance. Chock arrived in style, as expected, stepping out of a sleek vintage Aston Martin. Dressed in a perfectly tailored navy suit with a silk pocket square and Italian leather shoes that gleamed under the villa's glowing lanterns, he exuded wealth and sophistication. Joan, ever the picture of class herself, met him at the entrance, and they exchanged chic kisses that lingered just a second too long to be purely platonic. "You look stunning," Joan, Chock said, his southern drawl wrapping around her like honey. But then again, you always do. Joan smiled graciously but didn't miss a beat. And you're as sharp as ever, Chock. You've got quite the knack for turning heads. A taste of the good life. Their evening began with a private chef crafting a 7-course meal. Each plate was more extravagant than the last: truffle risotto, gold-dusted caviar, and a flaming dessert served on a crystal plate. Chock regaled Joan with stories of his travels, his passion for fine art, and his collection of rare wines. Joan was intrigued but cautious. She couldn't deny the allure of Chock's lifestyle, but she had learned long ago that appearances could be deceiving. "Chock," she said, resting her chin on her hand, "you have an extraordinary way of making life look like a movie. But I have to ask, what drives you? Beneath the suits and the charm, who is Chock Chapel?" Chock leaned back, his smile faltering for a split second. It was as though Joan had seen through the veil of his charisma. But just as quickly, he recovered, offering her a grin that could disarm even the most skeptical heart. "Well, Joan," he began, "it's true I've been fortunate. But my passion? It's creating moments like this. Moments where people forget their worries and feel like the world is a little more beautiful." The designer dilemma. The night wasn't without its challenges. As Joan and Chock strolled through a candlelit garden, Joan noticed his tendency to steer the conversation back to material things: his custom suits, his summer home in the Hamptons, his friendship with a certain A-list actor he casually mentioned by first name only. "You certainly have exquisite taste, Chock," Joan said, her tone light but probing. "But do you ever find joy in simpler things? A walk on the beach, a quiet book on a rainy day?" Chock chuckled, his hand brushing hers. "Of course, Joan. But why settle for the simple when you can have the extraordinary?" This response hung in the air between them. Joan couldn't help but wonder, was Chock a man who lived for substance or one who was merely polished to perfection? A moment of vulnerability. The turning point of the evening came when Chock took Joan to his villa, a sprawling estate with ocean views and art pieces worth more than most people's homes. He led her to a quiet corner of the terrace, where a grand piano sat under the stars. "I've never shown this side of myself to anyone," Chock confessed, his voice softer now. "But tonight feels special." He began to play a soulful melody, his fingers gliding over the keys with surprising grace. Joan watched, captivated, as the music revealed a depth she hadn't expected. For the first time that evening, she saw a flicker of vulnerability in Chock, a glimpse of the man beneath the designer suits. When he finished, he turned to Joan, his expression uncharacteristically earnest. "I know I can come off as extravagant. But it's my way of shielding myself. Truth is, I've always worried that who I am might not be enough."